Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm Cindy Daychuck with Queen Bee Creations, and today we are going to play with a thrifted find. We're going to update it. And what I did find was this big old tray. So it's got the rough wood insert, the dark faux rusted outside. I thrifted it for $6. Now, I kind of like the metal. So I'm going to leave it for now to see how it looks when we update the center. Because if I can leave it, I'm going to. If I just need to maybe give it a little bit of oomph with some gilding wax, then maybe that's what I'll do. If not, then I'll end up painting it out. But what I wanted to mostly focus on was the wooden base. And for this, I want to go somewhat light. I'd like to go like a pale yellow, and I hate opening new stuff. So I do have this open jar of Harvest Yellow from Alchemy. It's a little darker than I want. So we'll just make up our own. So I'm just going to dump some Casement by Fusion because I have a whack of it and it's open. And obviously there's a blob in there that's preventing it from coming out. And then all of a sudden I'll end up with a big whack of it. Ow, ow, ow. Okay, there's the gooby part. All right, let me see if I can take, I don't think I can. Yeah, see, I just can't unscrew that with my hand right now. So that's why I'm kind of living with it. It all is what it is right now. So let's see if we can get enough of this out to make me happy color-wise. There we go. Okay, the blob came out and I'll deal with that later. All right. Oh, the things that are more of a challenge one-handed, let me tell you. I'm getting paint out of containers. All right, so I'm just gonna start with that much right now. Give that a good shake. So I have about this much, roughly, and okay, good. Got my little bit of plastic over this. Now, this is Alchemy, this is Fusion. So this is a mineral-based paint, water-based. This is Alchemy. This is an acrylic limestone chalk paint, which has a built-in top coat, Top coat is the same for both. This one just says the Fusion has more. And they're both water-based. So, you know what? You can mix them. Go ahead. It's all okay. And because they both have top coats, I'm not degrading the top coat in the Fusion in any way. The Alchemy has a little bit less top coat, so maybe my Fusion has a little bit less top coat percentage-wise, but they both self-seal, so it's not a big deal. And you know what? That's kind of just a nice, kind of soft, creamy yellow. So I'm kind of digging that. Now, if I was working on a big piece, I would want to make sure that I've mixed enough that it will do a couple of coats. Or I want to have made sure that I measured the different components so that I could replicate it. Because I'm just kind of faking this color. If I need to mix more and it's a little lighter, a little darker, I'm okay with that. It's okay. It's a small project. So all that I am going to do is very carefully begin painting out the wood. And I'm going to probably need, because this is dark and it's got, you know, that spray painted stencil on it, I'm gonna need 2, possibly 3 coats. But we're gonna get this painted carefully to try and avoid hitting the metal, and let it dry, and then come back for the fun stuff. I have 1 more coat to go on this. I'm only gonna need 2 coats, but I wanted to show you just 1 coat. Let's see if I can hold this up. You can see how light I went, but look at how great that coverage is. You can't see that black stenciled logo anymore. A second coat is gonna make it perfect. And I just wanted to share how great the coverage was of this. That's all. I'm gonna do the second coat once this is dry, and then wait till it's dry, and then we'll be back again. Just little things make me happy. This is our tray. It already looks brighter. What I do have is I have a bunch of pieces of the Winter Song wreath transfer from IOD. I love this transfer. I love the fact that it's all like black and white, well, really just black outline pieces, and it doesn't have to all be used as a wreath. The nice thing about it is that like I've cut it apart, I've used it on windows, it's got corner sections, and it's just one of my faves. I used to love the Astoria one, but it got discontinued. It was also just kind of black and just these images. So what I am looking at doing is kind of using a bunch of the pieces and filling in the tray in a way that makes sense. And the beauty of this is that I can cut and paste them in whatever way makes sense. So I think that one's just too similar. So I think what I'll do is I'll get this big one down first, and then I can look at the other pieces that I have and kind of piece them together. And this is a good 100 something for me. And these transfers really love a sealed surface. So this is perfect because our paint has a built-in sealer. So we're just going to take the little tool that it comes with, and we're just going to start rubbing all of our transfer in order to be able to get it to release from the plastic and to stick to our painted surface. And when you're doing this, you'll actually see it start to lift off. You'll see those pieces start to give. And if there's a little piece that doesn't transfer out, you can go back over it. So I like to be lifting as I go to make sure that I see exactly what's caught, what hasn't, what I need to go over, but you can see how easily that's transferring over. So I'm gonna finish getting this one down and then start playing with some of those for the rest of my tray. Now that I've got this piece down, I just want to take the shiny side of the carrier paper and just kind of burnish it in. And I'm just running my fingernails between those wood slats so that any of the little piece of the pattern slips down into it. But I just want to make sure that I've got full contact. And now I just want to start taking a look at some of my little pieces and seeing what I can do about filling in some of the rest of the space. Now, you could leave this as it is and just seal it. And that black outline on the pale yellow against the dark trim would look great. I can't leave well enough alone, so I'm doing more. Now, I had originally thought that I'd drop in a little bit of paint color, but I don't want it to be so opaque. So what I am going to try is some mica powders. Oh, if I could open it. Things are not designed to be opened one-handed. I just like to say this. Everything is a challenge. Okay. Now, what I do have is a set of mica powders from Prima. This is in the Vintage Roses pattern. I do have these on the website, queenbeecreationshome.com, or, you know, your local Prima dealer may have them or bring them in for you. And I just thought some of these soft colors would look great on this. I didn't want anything too bold. Now, I do have other mica powders that I have in the shop that I just happen to have that I bought online in golds and bronzes in case I want to add some additional metallic looks to it. So what I am going to do, okay, I was going to say, if I can get the lid off, is I'm just going to, there we go. This has a plastic lid, but there was a bunch, like a plastic stopper, I mean. There we go. Oh, and it's a bit of a shaker. All right, who knew? Okay, so there's some there. And what I will do is ultimately have a bunch of these colors out, but I'm going to take just a Q-tip and I'm just going to start to add it in faintly here and there. Right? I don't want tons of color and I don't want it everywhere. I'm just going to kind of highlight it and use that yellow background. And if I want it darker, I can go back in and add more overlay and build up the color. So I'm going to do it just very faint, and I'm not going to do all the flowers. I'm not going to do all the leaves. I'm going to leave some all plain. I'm just going to add a bit all over, blow the excess off, and then we'll come back and talk about the last step. But you can see this really isn't going to take long to add in a bit of the color, as much or as little as you want. The only thing that you need to concern yourself is as you're adding color to this is making sure that it's going to be compatible with whatever sealer you're going to use. So if you were using oil-based markers, then you could not use a water-based top coat. You would need to be prepared to use an oil-based top coat. So just keep that in mind. Okay, this is it. So it's very pale. It's not all colored. There's not all leaves done, not all petals. It's just adding a little bit of softness, a little bit of color. And I know that mica plays well with resin, and that's our next step. So I'm going to go and mix up just a little bit of a 2-part overnight epoxy resin. Dries perfectly clear. We've got part A and B. We're just going to mix equal parts, stir them up, and then I'll come back and I'll show you a little bit about what I'm going to do for the application of it. All right, I have my 2-part epoxy mixed up. Typically when we're using this, we pour it on. This has open slats, it has open sides. So I am taking a very soft brush. This is one from Fusion. And I am actually going to paint my resin on. So that I'm getting a thin, even coat. It's not going to run, but it's going to seal, and typically it will kind of level itself out. I don't want to be gooping it on, so I don't want too much, but I do want enough that it's going to kind of seal. And you can see that it's highlighting some of those colors. They're coming out a little bit more and it's popping. So I'm going to finish getting this sealed up. I don't have a lot of time to play with it because it's going on so thin. And I have an uneven surface anyway, but it's going to give it a nice durable coat. I could choose to seal this with a couple of coats of polyacrylic instead of the resin, and you can certainly go ahead and do that. But I know that I mentioned this technique to somebody in the shop and they only thought of resin as something that you could pour. So I wanted to share it with you guys. So it's this quick, it's done. And then I'll just take the excess resin, I'll pour it into a mold that I could use at a later date for another project. All right, here's our finished tray. So you can see how shiny it is because of the resin. I'm just trying to find a better way to hold this up with my hand. But you can see those soft colors that are from the mica powders that we added. So just adding them with like a Q-tip, we just kind of painted with the Q-tip, gave us kind of that soft shading. I liked having, that's better maybe, a little less glare. I liked having a lot of just the black outline showing still. And so doing like an opaque paint would have meant I probably would have lost some of that. So I really liked kind of the soft translucency of it. I was able to do a little bit of layering of colors and keeping it just nice and simple, and a lot of the pattern still open. And that's kind of the beauty of that particular transfer, that we can choose to add color or not. I've elected to leave the metal plain. Okay, that's awkward. I elected to leave the metal plain because I think that it fits in with the black outline, and it just kind of works that way. Now I will say that the boards were all kind of rough and they're all uneven, and because we painted that resin on, we still have that kind of a little bit of that textured effect, even though it's kind of smoother texture because of the resin. And I quite like that as well. So we would have had that if we had done poly, and you certainly could have done polyacrylic on this, no problem. And that would have as well sealed it all up perfectly for you too. So whichever way you wanted to go, but I wanted to show you that you can kind of paint on your resin, not just pour it if need be. So if you wanted to be able to do something like that. And in this case, pouring it just wasn't an option because it wasn't a solid surface and we wouldn't have gotten it to go smoothly. It would have run down the cracks in between the boards and it would have made a huge mess. So not an option, but painting it on works really well still, and gives you that option. If you want, you can build up the resin layers to create like a thicker coating if you need to, but you know, I did two coats on it, and it's good as it is. Let me know what you think of this one. Let me know if you've done kind of shading, coloring with your mica powders before. It really works well to be able to fill in designs like this. So certainly you could have outlined your own pattern, own design, so you didn't have to use like a transfer to be able to do it. But if you've got the transfer, it's a great way to be able to add some color. Looking forward to seeing you on the next one. Thanks for tuning in as always, and until the next one, take care.